Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olsen, the Tolkien Professor, joined, as always, by my friend Gryfflet, who's been sitting here like, seriously? You left me sitting in the snow in the middle of an orc camp for a whole week? And so, as you can see, he's all bundled up against the cold here, because although he really does like it up here in Wildermore, he, like it's not getting any warmer. Like this frost giant issue is clearly a problem not yet resolved. So in the meantime, he's going to put on this nice set of furs that he got in way up in the north, right up in Forlaw, and he hasn't worn for a long time. But, he kept them around against just such an eventuality. So here we are. All right, Gryfflet, up and at 'em. Time to walk around and... hang on. There we go. Okay. All right. So... how's everybody doing? Hey, okay, so if I could do my traditional get tech support during my own stream thing for a second. One thing I was playing with, so I haven't fixed my right-click issue, whatever, it is what it is. I actually uninstalled the game and reinstalled the game just to see, but no, it's still doing that. But anyway, it's fine. I can work around it. What I'm trying to do is actually match the really impressive resolution of my screen on my new system. And of course, when it did, it shrank everything down to absolutely tiny. So my question is, how do I make this bigger down here? My teensy tiny little quick bars and stuff. When I go to the UI thing and I say to increase the quick bars, it increases the ones on the side here. As you see, these are, look how much bigger these are than these down here, but it didn't increase the one down here. What's this called? I don't even know. So I was looking at this, right? Here's my things, which of course are so small that you can barely even see it. Yeah, I couldn't figure out which one was it toolbar? Ah, it is. Okay, sorry, I missed that one for some reason. Okay, all right, look at that, I figured it out. Okay, well, that's a little better. Hey, look, I've got skills. Awesome. Okay, all right, now Gryfflet is gonna, it seems kind of especially funny to be silent and stealthy in snow boots, right? But all right, here we are in the Orc Camp, and we're doing some things like getting stakes in order to put up the heads of orcs that we kill, and whose heads we have to separately collect. Hi! Oh, and you volunteer for that service too. Okay. Alright, so I gotta click on you to collect your heads. Does this guy still have a head I can collect? Okay, there we go. Yes, he does. Excellent. You're right, Phil. It is even funnier if I put up a cosmetic pet. And nobody's gonna notice. Let's see. Hang on a second. Where didn't I thought I at some point put some cosmetic pets on my quick. Oh yeah, I did. There it is. Yeah, that's a particularly comical one right here. Let me sneak around, followed by a pot-bellied pig pulling a cart. No one. Why would any orcs notice that? You want to talk about subtle? There you go. Alright, I'm just gonna set fire to banners. No one will notice that either. oops, I forgot to re-stealth. No worries. Alright. Picking up his head, picking up a stake to put it on. Sort of grim. Wait, did I not get his head? I did. Yeah, I did finish retrieving his head. Okay. Alright. Oh, hey, look. A troll with a quest ring. Can I burgle him? No. Why won't it let me pick the troll's pocket? What could be more canonical than that? Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Just detect me in the middle of the crowd. I see. I see. That's how we're gonna be, huh? We stand a reasonable chance of surviving this encounter. Oh, would you stop that? Okay. Whew. Only if the things I burgle shout in a comical Cockney accent, giving away my position. Oh, sorry. See, Ethelod, here I'm reading your comment, and that. Yeah. You try that again, Buster. Oi. Yikes. High quest text. Hey, look, I hid in plain sight. Okay, did I get enough heads? I should have enough heads. I've got to defeat 3 of those trolls, or that same troll 3 times. Boy. Okay. See? Phil, look at that. I remembered to do something burglarious. Alright. Let's see. Oh, what do we need here? We need some more stakes. We need some more banners. We need to find the boss guy. Okay. Oh. Enough with you with the archery business. Okay, so let us address a lore question while I continue my adventuring and attempting with mixed success to stay alive, because that's you know, let's increase the challenge level of my staying alive. So All right. Well, Robert Brown asks an excellent question, as always. Why and how did Bilbo know or believe that the riddle game was sacred and of immense antiquity, and that even wicked creatures were afraid to cheat when they played at it? That is an excellent question. So, that's unknown. There's no inside the world of the game answer to that question that I know of. And what I mean, of course, by inside the game is, there's a random wild horse roaming around inside the Orc Camp. Boy, he's bold. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Apologies. Okay. As always, almost every question, about Tolkien's books can be answered in one of two ways. You can either answer it from inside Tolkien's world or outside Tolkien's world. So, like, if you're asking a question like, why does, this happen? You can answer the question like, because... like from inside the framework of Middle-earth, like from the perspective of Middle-earth history, what is the answer? Or from the perspective of Tolkien's own writing process. And so you can either look at the history of it inside Middle-earth or the history of Middle-earth itself, essentially. So thinking about the riddle game from inside the world of Middle-earth, I know no answer. Because, of course, there's no other reference to anything really like that in Tolkien's world. I can't really think of any other example of anybody else playing a riddle game, certainly before Bilbo and Gollum do. And so, it's not like there's, like a Silmarillion reference, which makes the riddle game sort of fitting. In that way, like makes it make sense in that way. But that said, there is one sort of parallel, actually, which I think is an understated parallel. I think this is something people don't think about often enough. Maybe I'll do a... This would make a really good moot paper, actually. Maybe I'll give a talk on this someday. Maybe I should save it, not say it. No, it's okay. I'll say it anyway. Then I'll maybe give a talk on it also later on. I think that there's a parallel, an underappreciated parallel, between the riddle game of Gollum and Bilbo and the song contest between Sauron and Finrod in the Silmarillion. I think the two of them function very similarly, actually. It's not about, Sauron and Finrod are not making and guessing riddles, of course. It's, the premise isn't the same, but the function is actually a little bit similar. And this is one of the things I think you can see. If you've read my Hobbit book, you'll see that in my discussion of the riddle game, I kind of, get at a similar idea. I don't make the parallel there explicitly because I wasn't talking about the Silmarillion there, but... okay. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry, was set to automatically loot all. That's one sense in which it. Oh, there's an orc standing at attention. Gryfflet's gonna frisk him. Okay, well, I think I finished the troll quest. There we go. No problem. Oh, okay. He's tired of waiting to be frisked. Yeah. So anyway, so. Ooh. Really don't want to fight another troll if I don't absolutely have to. All right. So I am. All right. I've got a couple more banners I need to do. So anyway, so as I said, I don't have a. There is no other precedent for the riddle game that I know of. So from inside the world of the Lord of the Rings, I know, or The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, I know of no reason, why we should think of the. Well, I was hoping I could conceal myself before he came back, but got a little greedy there. Anyway, so from outside the world of the Lord of the Rings, however, there is plenty of precedent, and that is primarily in Old Norse tradition. Norse mythology contains a bunch of riddle games, in which, like, Thor and Odin are often participating in riddle games with giants and stuff, for instance. So this idea of, the plucky protagonist who engages in a riddle contest, with some insidious character, that is a well-known trope, and so it is of great antiquity. And it is apparently true that even evil creatures, even wicked creatures, are afraid to cheat when they play at it. Not inside the world of Middle-earth. Again, we have no evidence of that. But from outside, within the traditions that Tolkien was operating within, that he was invoking during the course of his writing, and in the Hobbit in particular, right? I've said this many times before. The Hobbit, especially, is a sort of a tissue of adopted, adapted, and reworked traditions, right? Fairy tale traditions, especially. Traditional fairy tales, Norse mythology, Beowulf, his own Silmarillion material. There's a great deal that Tolkien is taking and recycling and integrating into The Hobbit. And that's how The Hobbit operates, right? That's how it works. It's part of the sort of fun of The Hobbit. It's fun on several levels, and that's one of those levels. All right, very good, Gryfflet. Strong work. Now let's get out of here before he respawns. Yeah, so it's one of the things that I don't want to say that, like, one of my little sort of pet peeves is that, like, that tendency that sometimes scholars have to be like, once you've identified the source, you've, like, solved it, right? Like, oh yeah, that's from Norse mythology, no problem. That doesn't, of course, explain anything. You then, like, it doesn't explain everything. Like, it's a fun fact, but then you have to go back and think about, like, okay, so what is he doing with that piece of Norse mythology, right? And what is significant about the choices that he's making and which elements he's taking and how he's putting them together and all those things. Like, there's a lot, that still remains to be said and figured out before you're done at that point. But when it comes to that reference, I think that's what the reference is too. And even to the point where it could well have been intended almost as a sort of inside joke. Because to readers, or even, should we say, listeners to the story, who also had been listeners to Norse mythology, to stories from Norse mythology, they would recognize the reference, right? So when he said something like, the riddle game, of course, is of great antiquity, and even wicked creatures were afraid to cheat when they played it, those listeners who had heard stories from Norse mythology would be nodding and smiling and being like, oh, yes, it is of great antiquity. Everybody knows that, right? And I have to suspect that Tolkien's original audience was among that crowd of people who had also heard stories from Norse mythology, namely his own kids. So that is my answer to the question outside of the world, the history of Middle-earth. But it is fun to think, to imagine where in... I've got to burn just a pile of banners. Okay, and I've got enough stakes, so I'm ready to place the Orc-heads along the road. And then I've got to... Okay, I think it's just the banners that I need from here. Let's see. Alright, family history. And the crypt one. Okay. Alright. I'm remembering now. Let's just get a couple banners on the way out the door. Oh, such like it might be those. Right by the door. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, it's kind of fun to imagine opportunities for the riddle game to be strategically deployed during Middle-earth history. Ethelot, I do agree that if Feanor had challenged Morgoth to a riddle game, it could have averted a great deal of the Silmarillion. Yes, exactly. That would seem to follow. I can imagine it wouldn't have been quite as metal, if Fingolfin had pounded on the gates of Angband and challenged Morgoth to a riddle competition after the Dagor Bragalach. But, it could have led to a more peaceful resolution. One of the most likely of the encounters that could have been safely and thoughtfully converted into a riddle competition could be Turin and Glaurung, I would think. That would seem highly probable. Oh boy, we've got a whole crowd of mounted folks around here. So I've got to defeat these guys. Whoa. I've got a quest for you guys, unfortunately, or I wouldn't be troubling you. Oh. Okay, that's rude. Where'd you go? Poor Carrion. Experiencing some inconvenience. Yikes. If you're just gonna sit here, I'm gonna hit you. Or hide in plain sight again. Alright. Phil asks, are we assuming that Melkor would have played fair? Even wicked creatures are afraid to cheat at the riddle game. But I fear that Melkor might indeed even be beyond the reach of such customs. Oh, am I near Alfred's memorial accidentally? Not very near. Oh well, that's okay. All right, let's try this again, Gryfflet. Oh my goodness, wait a second. Do I not even actually have a quest for these guys? Boy, and on this terrain too? Never mind. Forget it. Forget it, I say. Alright. I am going to mount my horse and put on my hat. There we go. Okay, oh, here comes Vaz again, with whom I want nothing to do. Alright. So let's stay focused here. Where am I supposed to put up the mounted orc heads? On the offensive goes where? Oh, in the town. Sure. Oh, that'll be charming. But that's right out of Fostred's playbook there. But it does say Writhen Down's Bowmasters. I do have a quest for you. Great, now someone else is exterminating them. Fine. Okay, let's find this other... Oh, there it is, right there. Bigger than the other one? Whoa. Hang on, Gryfflet. Oh, for a second I thought the wooden statue was wearing a cloak, but no, it's just a banner. You know, if the wind blows the wrong direction, that banner's gonna go right in the fire. What a peculiar little awning. I mean, it's like a hobbit-sized awning. Kind of pretty, though. I mean, I sort of like it. It's just perfect for a hobbit to shelter from the... Boy, next time Gryfflet is gonna stand right here. He's like, yeah, leave me here under this shelter next to the fire. Okay. And there's... Oh, way out over there on the rim? Okay. Alright. So hang on here. We've got the Orc-heads I'll put up when I get back. I've got... I really wish I could increase the... Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let's see here. Can I increase the size of my quest tracker? Yes, I can. Oh my. Oh, I can read it. It's amazing. Ah, yes. Now let's put you down here. And our alerts down here. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Okay. Woohoo! Wow. Okay. Yeehaw. All right. Let's see. Boy, the terrain is really stark up here. All this little, like, scrub growth and everything. Well, that's the uplands for you. Okay, sorry. So now that I can read the quest text, wow. All right. Find the memorial dedicated to Cuthard, right? Found that. Well, I saw it on the map, I should say. Locate the crypt. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Place the mounted orc heads, right? So we've got, all right, those war masters, those bowmasters, right? And then orc scouts. Oh wait, that's back near the other one, right? Okay. So I guess I get to defeat stupid mounted bowmasters, but why did I not get credit for the one that I killed? Was it insufficiently near to Wilseg's memorial? Alright, let's try this again. Okay, really, this camera angle's got to go. But that's one of the reasons I hate doing this on uneven terrain. Okay, hey, look, it did count. Hooray. Okay. Yikes. Let's see if we can manage to not fall off a cliff. Poor carry on. Whoa, cliff! Okay. Did I aggro the other guy? Oh, sounds like the answer is yes. No? Good. Okay. Whew, yikes. Alright, get your head on. Relax here. Alright, today's the day where I make everything bigger. Where's my mount display panel? Yes. Okay. Alright. Phew, good. Alright. So let's see. Let me try to answer another war question while I do this. Okay, so I've been reluctant to answer this one because I don't know what exactly in game it's referring to. Because so Above Manway had asked, with the upcoming updates with Durin, how would we think he would somehow go and retake Moria, and how would you think that would look like? We're told that Durin the 12th does return to Moria and once again make a dwarf kingdom, and his name is Durin the Last. So I don't know. I've not encountered that storyline in game, so I am of limited usefulness in answering this question. But I do certainly think that the recapturing of Moria is not so incredibly daunting a task once the Balrog is dead. I mean, I think that at that point, once the Balrog is dead, it's not trivial. I mean, there are still a lot of orcs who live there. But I don't really believe it to be, even Gandalf's words, when they're reading the Book of Mizarble, and you may remember he says, that the attempt to retake Moria was brave but foolish, and then he says the time has not yet come, which suggests that the time will come eventually, and I suspect that it will, that's something that can happen. Now, keep in mind, it's not a given. What is happy endings and everything working out as we might, hope and want them to, is not a given in Tolkien's world. What is closer to a given in Tolkien's world, oh darn it, we got two of them, is collapse, fall, decline, that the glory of the elder days will never return, right? So, that's the kind of thing that happens all the time in Tolkien's world. So I would not find it at all strange. It would seem to me very typical of Tolkien's world if the dwarves never reclaimed Moria. The mighty realm of Khazad-dûm that was of old is never reclaimed. That would seem to me sort of just the kind of thing that we could reasonably expect. Hooray. Boom. And dismount and hide. Okay. Phew. All right. Okay, carry on. Rapport. The bond between this rider and steed is strong. Okay. Advantage against other mounted attacks. 10% damage. Okay. Yeah, that sounds handy. Okay. Phew. All right, so we finished that. Now we just have to... Oh, I didn't get all the orc scouts down there, huh? All right, let's head off and see if we can find the other memorial. Herodon says, does the Lotro team reach out to me sometimes about lore questions for new content? We've had some conversations sometimes, not regularly. I have very much... I've always enjoyed and appreciated my conversations with the lore folks on the Lotro team. I have an enormous respect for Chris Pearson. He really knows his stuff. He has been the chief lore master at Lotro since its beginning, and he has done just a wonderful, wonderful job. I really think that Chris Pearson deserves some sort of award for like lifetime achievement, in helping to, sort of promote and preserve the legacy of Tolkien in his world, the work that he has, the tireless work that he has done in, not only building the game and helping to make such an awesome game, but, it's... So this horse is suggesting to me that I can get up there. But how did the horse get up there? Did he come down instead of up? Not fair, horse. Not fair. But anyway, it's I as I say, I'm just I have enormous respect for all the work that Chris Pearson has done in the game, and others as well, of course. Chris isn't the only one doing this, but he's been, the chief lore guy in charge for a long time, and that's again just wonderful work. So do I sometimes talk with him? Yes I do, and occasionally he has asked some question or asked my opinion on something, but not very often. Oh no, a warg master. I have a feeling that that's what my next quest is going to be for. Oh look, it's the top of the... Oh, let's see, where are we? Oh, wrong way. I need to head north from here. I thought it was up, but maybe it's not up. It's a nice view though. Can't see too much. And yet I'm persistently looking south. Alright, well, we'll head down then. Ethelot has a rap question. Oh man. What is my least favorite Eminem album and why? Honestly, my least favorite is his first album, The Slim Shady. There are some songs on it that I like, but what I love about Eminem is his lyrical and linguistic skill. Like, what the man does with the English language is like nothing anyone has done before. Whoa, okay. That's a little too far. Let's go up this way. And his linguistic craft, Ethelot, is something that has increased and increased and increased over time. So there's just no comparison. I mean, there's just no comparison between what he does and what he can do in his later albums, and compared to what he did, in his earlier albums. You can see glimpses, sort of foretastes of the lyrical genius to come, but there's not as much of it. The first album is much more kind of attitude and less, lyrical skill. So that's why the Slim Shady is my least favorite album. Revival I quite like, actually. It's not as good as the others, but again, there's a lot on it that is a lot to enjoy for the reasons that I enjoy it. Yeah. Oh, man. All these mounted people that they're going to tell me to fight. Defeat the captain. Oh, I just saw him. Okay. If it's only just the one, that's not bad. Okay. All right. Oh, come on, man. There's the captain. Can I contrive to get the captain separate from these two skirmishers? Oh, hi. So what is the name? Solar Signs? Solar Sains? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm up here in Wildermore, on the fringes of Wildermore, doing some Forlaw quests. Alright, I think I'm just gonna have to do it. Hi, Mr. Rythendown's captain. It's me, and I'm chasing you in circles. I'm running into memorials. Hey, come back here. No cliffs. Where are you going, stupid captain? There. Good. Can I hide in plain sight yet? Am I done around here? I can go back to Alfred's memorial, right? I'm just gonna get out of here. Hooray! Woohoo! I've never leveled up while going off a cliff before. Oh, for the love of... You still? You're a persistent chap. Completely hateful. I can't even hide in plain sight yet. Can I find a convenient cliff to jump off and thereby throw them off? Except there's another one right down there. Let's see what's my cooldown time here. Still 30 seconds. Come on. Let's climb up to the top of a mountain. 15 seconds. What level is Gryfflet now? 87. Wow. Oh, finally. Mercy me. The last thing I want to do. Spend all my time killing all the stupid skirmishers in the hills up here. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's see. Ethel wants to know if I've listened to many of the newer rappers coming through. Well, not some, but not many yet. If you watch Gryfflet, you'd know that I'm a completionist, right? And I'm a completionist in everything, pretty much. So I'm having decided that I really love rap music. I went back to like 1978 and started listening to all of rap music from the beginning. So I've made a list of about 400 rap albums, dating between like the late 70s and this year. And I'm working my way through it. I'm up to 2004 right now, so I'm making progress. But it means I haven't gotten to a lot of the new people yet. I actually just listened the day before yesterday to Kanye West's first album. So I've like just gotten to Kanye West. That's where I am in the history of rap. Yeah. So JJ wants to know, in film, will the song duels become rap battles? I've said this in film before, and everyone just like remained silent in a tolerant fashion and let it pass. But when somebody asked me in a film context, who should be like the rappers of Middle Earth, my answer is clearly the Vanyar. Clearly the Vanyar. Because Manwë and the Vanyar, who are with him, what they value most and love most is the music of words. And people sometimes like to characterize, just be like, say, oh, well, that's like, Gregorian chant or something. It's not Gregorian chant. That's not the music of words. That's music that doesn't even like what are the words? The words are totally incidental to Gregorian chant. Who listens to Gregorian chant for the lyrics? Seriously, that doesn't even make sense. It's not vocal music that they love. It is the music of words. It is the music formed by words themselves. The interplay of sound and rhythm that makes that words make, right? And that's why I love rap music. That's what I have found in rap music more than anywhere else I'd ever even imagined to find it. And it is spectacular. So yeah, the Vanyar would totally love rap music. Now, here is the really fun creative project, right? What would Elvish rap music sound like? Right? That is what would it be? What would it be? Because obviously, hip hop has grown out of a particular cultural moment in a particular time, right? There's distinctive trends and attitudes in rap. It is as one of my friends and colleagues called it, the voice of the proletariat. It is it's an instrument of protest. Oh no, this guy is not useful. Let's hope he's gonna chase me, isn't he? Anyway, sorry. I want to get off of that guy. because he's not a scout. He's no good for my quest. Anyway, so yeah, there's without the sort of outside of the it did grow up within the inner city African American community, and it's one of the things that has been really delightful to me in in studying rap, as I have been doing over the last year and a half, has been learning so much more about that. It has been a really wonderful experience. It's been a really broadening experience to me, to really come to understand better the whole culture of the inner city African American sort of experience. But what if the same kind of artistic trend grew instead somewhere else? Like, say, in Valinor. That would be awesome. And but it would have, of course, a completely different quality. It would obviously be a different quality. What would that quality be like? What would the sort of the tone and the spirit and the rhythms, how would they differ? If they were trying to express something so different, as I have to assume that the what would be expressed by the Vanyar on the slopes of Oyolose, or not Oyolose, on the slopes of Tiniquetil, would be different. I have to assume it would be different from what was expressed by poor African Americans in inner city communities. So but what would it be? How would it be? I don't know, but I think that's a really interesting question. Because I don't think there's any necessary. I don't think that there's any necessary connection between rap and protest. I mean, there has been, right? I'm not questioning the fact of that. What I'm saying is I don't think it's mandatory. I don't think it's inescapable that particular art form must have been used for protest. All right, we're planting orc heads now. They really want us to do this in the town? No, they don't. Okay. Well, that's actually kind of good, because that would be, bad for public health. Yeah, no, Phil, I know about the dirt mounds. I just, I was from the mini map. It looked like one of the places to fulfill this quest was in town, so I was gonna choose that option, but apparently not. So, which, as I say, from a public health perspective, I completely applaud. All right. Okay, and I think that does it. Whew, for my first round of Forlaw quests. I am so done with Wildermore mounted combat. Or at least, I hope so. I'm loving the suggestions. Yeah, I'm loving the suggestions. Let's see. Oh, what exactly is the difference between rap and hip hop, or is there one? There isn't really one. I mean, different people will use the word, and some people, the different terms, and some people seem to have attempted to kind of invest them with like some distinctions. But honestly, it's that at the same time, I hear the same people use the terms interchangeably. So I don't. I do not believe there is. Like, I'm not saying that there's like nobody could make, and that some perhaps might insist on a difference, but in my observations, and again, I sort of have approached questions like this more or less anthropologically. That is, just by observing and seeing how the terms are used from within, by rappers within the industry, and as far as I have not detected any clear distinctions between the two. So yeah. There we go. Was Dr. Seuss a rapper? No. Though I am an enormous fan of Wes Tank, who has been, if you have not seen Wes Tank, who has been rapping Dr. Seuss on YouTube, you owe it to yourself to go find this. So Wes Tank is an actor who started doing YouTube videos during the quarantine, where he was rapping Dr. Seuss books over Dr. Dre beats. Oh my goodness, incredibly brilliant. Like his Fox and Socks just absolutely blows me away. His Cat in the Hat is pretty good too. The Lorax is decent. But oh man, Fox and Socks, so good. So again, if you haven't seen that, I just go to YouTube, search for Dr. Seuss rap, and you'll find it. But the Green Eggs and Ham was pretty good too. Yeah. Oh, excellent, Ethel. I just posted the link. Thanks. Yeah. No, I'm a huge fan of what Wes was doing there with Dr. Seuss and rap. It's funny though, actually. I mean, several rappers allude to Dr. Seuss, and it's generally an insult in the rapping community, in the hip hop community, to say, your lyrics sound like Dr. Seuss inspired it. I think that's a quote from, I think, Royce da 5'9" off of Eminem's last album, it's an insult, right, to compare somebody's lyrics to Dr. Seuss, and yet there are times when especially Eminem will do some very Seussian things, actually, and he comes closer to it in some ways. One of the primary differences is that, and this is actually. This is something that I am taking from a talk that was given at Mythmoot just a couple of weeks back by Joe Hoffman, who gave a talk on Eminem and Tolkien and sort of the rhyming tradition, in which he invented the word rhymometry, which I really love, the system of measuring rhyme and rhyme density. And I think that's an excellent development by Joe. And one of the things that he was pointing out is that, of course, rappers tend to shun rhymes that are too close, like really, really close rhyme. And the reason that he gave was very persuasive to me. He said, because really close rhyme tends to be comical, right? When you have lots of really dense rhyming words and phrases that are exact rhymes, it's funny. But if the rhymes are less exact, it's less. The effect is less comical, which is why Dr. Seuss is really funny, and why rappers are usually less funny. Though sometimes they are, and that's where actually I find Eminem's raps very comical. Often, his rhyming. He's often going for a comic effect. More often, he does a lot more clowning in that way than a lot of other rappers. And the closeness of the closeness of his rhymes then often will sort of augment that effect. But yeah, but Dr. Seuss was just a wonderful master of both rhyme and rhythm. And in that way, although the rappers kind of distance themselves from Dr. Seuss, they shouldn't. And I think that instead, Wes was exactly right to bring those two together, bring Dr. Seuss and Dr. Dre together. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. All right. So, I did the thing with your grandkids, Gárwig, and it was a little annoying, but I'm happy to help.
Everything from us.
Okay, nothing will ever replace those brave boys. Men, I suppose they were, but they must be given their due honor in death. Poor boys. I know. That's awful hard, man.
The White Wizard has taken.
I'll be glad to see our roads
from us.
lined with the heads of those who helped murder my kin. Well, okay. 1,000 curses upon the brutes who did this, the giant and the orcs, and Saruman who leads them all with his white hand upon their helms. Now, what is Saruman's relationship with the frost giant? See, that I'd like to learn more about.
It is a sad thing.
Yeah, let's discuss what to do.
Die.
Can we get to the frost giant question? Because, man, I'm still full of curiosity about that. Okay. Let's see. The giant Nurzum will not be permitted to endure after his crimes, but I fear my judgment is clouded by grief. I fear that for all of us. My sons have lost their brothers, and Cyneberg has lost her father and the man she loved. How can we be rational? It is hard. So these are your sons here? Okay. Let's see. Godfrey, let's start with you.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
You demand revenge. Let us ride out and we will ride him down, he and his army of orcs. You're going to ride down the frost giant. Okay. Tactically speaking, that's a very poor idea. I'm not saying that cavalry might not be effective against the frost giant. In fact, it's probably a good idea. But, like, don't try to ride down a giant. Not a good one.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
I will not rest until I have slain this giant Nurzum. Thrúm and my brothers must be avenged. Understandable.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Right, I saw this fearsome creature with my own eyes, Reeve Gárwig. I watched him squash my father like an ant and swat Thrúm away like a fly. I recommend caution, not rashness, though my heart grieves for those who cannot yet be avenged. I know your pain and grief, dear Reeve. I do. Please heed my advice. Yes, hear the words.
It's a sad thing.
Cyneberg is right. Phew. We must not act until we have thought our plan through. We should strive to understand our enemy, should we not? Yeah, let's understand the enemy. I vow I will see the giant dead before long, but now is not the time for rash acts. You are so right, Gárwig.
I do not know if we will survive this
Oh,
onslaught.
you're just gonna go take off to... Oh, boy.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Oh, boy. So they're both just gonna hair off to chase after the giant? Gonna have to rescue them? Gárwig, I'll try to look after him.
These lands were once so fair.
Too much feeling and little wisdom. Oh, man.
It is a
It's all right,
sad
Gárwig.
thing to watch your lands die.
It's a sad thing to watch your lands die? Yes, it is. Okay. You might come to rely on me if I continue to be so kind. Well, I hope you can feel like you can rely on me, Gárwig. Perhaps you can help us in our time of need. My sons worry that my judgment is clouded by grief. Okay. Let us discuss, for we must do something. Ooh, let's discuss in an instance, shall we?
Gárwig, the Reeve of Wildermore,
has been summoned by a disturbance at the western gate of Forlaw.
I want the voiceover louder. And the music quieter. Okay. There's a disturbance or something? Gárwig? I understand.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
We've always had to defend our lands from the creatures of the wild and from bands of roaming orcs, but things have never been this bad in Wildermore. Something happening? Oh, sorry. Wildermore has never faced such danger. I wonder, Nurzum killed my father, threw him in your kin, but the orcs do not... Oh, it's her talking, sorry. But the orcs do not discriminate. Who's that at the door? Orcs at the gate! Oh dear. That's not good. Eh? Orcs at the gate? Attackers at the west gate. Orcs bearing the symbol of the white hand. The snow makes it hard to see, but our archers seem to have the upper hand. Okay, let us go assess the situation. Agreed. Let's assess. I know, Phil, right? My cursor, I can see it. Well, briefly. See, it's back again. All right.
These lands were once so fair.
Tell me what happened. A very brief attack. No more than these dead orcs you see here. Okay. They threw themselves at the gate, and then nothing. It was done. With such a small force, they could have no hope of capturing Forlaw. It was an odd move even for orcs. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Oh man, the whole screen is frosting over? That is too cool. Oh, here he comes. Are you here to murder me too, giant? Why not be done with it? Kill me and leave Wildermore forever. I will not let him have you. Cyneberg is awesome.
Do not flatter yourselves. If I were here to kill the old man, you could not stop me. I am here to deliver a gift.
Sounds ominous. Here are the last of your sons. Oh, man.
That is all for today. Farewell, Reeve of Wildermore.
I mean, he's got the stalagmite sticking out of him. Oh, man. The frost on the screen effect is just enormously cool. Oh, Gárwig, I'm sorry. I can't pretend to be surprised, but I'm sorry.
It's a sad thing.
Gárwig is pale and breathless, his eyes wide in shock at the cruel death of his remaining sons. Why did it not take me instead? What does that creature want with us? How can it be stopped? An excellent question. Cyneberg, let's team up. What can we do? Cyneberg recovers a little when she sees her Reeve lying in the snow. We must get the Reeve indoors at once. He is too frail to be out in the snow. Oh, man. Whoa, Cyneberg is so upset she's here twice.
These lands were once so fair.
Gárwig says nothing. Nurzum has totally crushed all that the Reeve holds dear, and Wildermore seems as if it is ready to shatter at another blow. The White Hand is winning in this land.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
This is a day I hoped I would never see. I am burying so many of my kin today. Edsig, Garfirth, Thrum, and Garsig. Thrum wasn't of my blood, but he was closer to me than any of my kin. He was my foster son, and more importantly, he was beloved by the people of Wildermore. Today we bury the men we lost in Skulfig and at the gate here in Forlaw. I need a moment to myself after everything that has happened, and will come to the graveyard when the gathering begins. Cyneberg is gracious enough to handle organizing the funeral for me. I believe it is about to begin. She is being strong for me, but please give her company today. Happy to. Cyneberg is awesome. Oh, she's not beside herself anymore. I had to lend a hand and organize this funeral for Gárwig. He has lost so many of his sons and grandsons, it is as if the enemy hunts his family as a cruel act of torture. As if. I lost both my father and my love in Skulfig, but that is nothing compared to what he has lost. It is only right that I help with the arrangements. I am not sure if I am ready to say goodbye to both my father, Cynegar, and the man I loved, Thrum, but whether I am ready or not, this is an important day. We can head down to the graveyard whenever you are ready. Let's do it.
The people of Forlaw gather to mourn those lost in the Battle of Skulfig, most notably their champion, Thrum Redbeard. And with him they bury any hope of surviving this war.
I think most of the Reeves family has gathered and we are about to get started. Uh-oh. So I've got to fix my key mapping. I don't know how to walk. Even the sky seems to be mourning today. True enough. The weeping of women. Women then shall weep. The impact of what occurred in Skulfig and Forlaw will take time to sink in. For us to recover from those we lost will take even longer. I wish I could offer words of inspiration and hope, but I cannot muster much of either these days. There have been too many reasons for us to gather here of late. Today we lay to rest the last of my sons, Edsig, Garfirth, Garsig, and Thrum, and my grandsons, kinsmen to Garsig, Grimgar, and Humbald, and finally Cyneberg's father, my cousin and great friend, Cynegar. Let us begin with the twins. What can you say about the twins? My sons, the twins, Edsig and Garfirth. I am still in shock that they were both taken from me so suddenly. They were both filled with promise and had much to give back to Forlaw. It's too bad they were rash and not very smart. But the enemy stole them from me before they reached their potential. They played some role in that too, but let's not blame the dead. I will have to try hard to find comfort in the fact that they died as guardians of Forlaw, even though they threw their lives away needlessly. And despite the efforts of the enemy, they had an honorable, though foolish, death. May they rest in peace. Agreed. Let us speak of Cynegar. What can you say about Cynegar? My father, Cynegar, was a great leader for Skulfig. He was a wonderful father, mentor for me and the people. Cynegar gave his life to help save those who could escape. There is no greater honor for a warrior and leader such as he than to die protecting his home and family. We will miss you, my old friend. May he rest in peace. There we go. Placing a stone. Cynegar's grave. Let's speak of your grandsons. Humbald and Grimbar, sons of Garsik and Burghild. They fought alongside their father at Skulfig. They were young, but strong and brave, and they died with honor as warriors. They gave their lives to help save those who escaped Skulfig. May they rest in peace. Let us speak of Garsig. Garsig was my youngest son, and he and I have not always seen eye to eye. His heart was always in the right place, and his actions in Shulfig proved that. So true. I forgive him for what happened to Cuthbald. What happened to Cuthbald? But more importantly, I hope he forgave himself for what happened. What did he do to Cuth? I will miss you, my son. May he rest in peace. There we go. Let us finish with Thrum. Surely the smallest grave, as there's no body in it. Thrum Redbeard, champion of Wildermore and greatest warrior of this land. He was more than just our champion. He was a symbol of hope and courage. He was and is beloved by the people of Wildermore, and his body has not yet been recovered, and I hope to someday make him leader of Wildermore as my successor. Well, there's still hope. Thrum was my nephew, but I saw him as my son, and he looked to me as his father. I cannot be more proud of the man he became, nor more saddened by his passing. Jury's still out on that, Gárwig. I am gonna still wait until I see the body. But I will still put a stone on his grave because he seemed like a stand-up guy. And I'm a huge fan of Cyneberg. The fact that they are gone seems a little more real now than it did earlier. I need to go home and sit by a warm fire for a while. Can I just say I love this about Lotro? You know, an entire quest instance that is like completely story driven, like story and character development driven, rather than just like, you know, hack and slash driven.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
I'd rather fight 1,000 orcs at once than do something like that again. I still cannot believe he is gone. I know.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Not long ago, Nurzum attacked Forlaw with an army of white-hand orcs. The town was spared, but many good men of Forlaw were lost. The few men here are focused on town security and have not been able to clean up or repair the area since. They've only managed to bury our own. Many orc bodies still lie on the snow at the western gate. Take this torch and burn the orc bodies left. Their presence defiles the land they lie on. That seems totally fair. Whoa. Lots of things to do. After the funeral today, most of Gárwig's family will have a hard time getting back to the way things were, though for some that may take a long time. Check on the orphans, Ansith and Cuthmar. They are cared for by Ebba and can usually be found in Garferth's house. Okay. And then widows. Oh, man.
These are desperate times for the
Herreswith was devastated at the funeral earlier, and I imagine she is having a hard time today. Check on Herreswith, the widow of Edsig. All right. I'll try not to insult Edsig in her presence.
These are desperate times
Ebba
for the
cares for the
Rohirrim.
orphans, but has no children of her own. Now with Garferth's death, she will find it hard to not feel alone. Of course. I'll check on her.
I'm afraid of what is happening
Burghild was
to these
especially
lands.
hard hit. She lost her husband and 2 sons in a matter of days. There is not much one can do for someone in her state, but nevertheless, please see if she needs anything. Wow. Whew. Emotionally hard-hitting quests here. Okay. We'll do Cyneberg. I was really admiring the wolf head taxidermy there. I've never noticed anything like that before. Kind of cool. Oh, this is your closet. Sorry. I'm going to come out of the closet and instead go outside. No. Other closet. Sorry. Not being nosy, just looking for the way out and opening the wrong doors. There we go. Okay. Where am I? Where's her house? So I know for future reference. Okay, down by the gate. Excellent. Okay. What time is it? 2:40. I think I'm going to go comfort some widows. Comfort some widows, maybe burn some orcs. There are all these extra quest rings on my mini-map. Why is there a quest ring at the horse grooming place? There's not actually a quest here, right? Hello, horse barber. Are you finished painting that horse? Well, you're a busy man. There's a discovery deed to discover all the people in Forlaw? Really? Hang on. Where's my cursor? There it is. All right, hang on a second. So, you're saying that in... Where are we? Isn't there... Aren't there Rohan deeds? No? Or is it down here? Vales of Anduin. Yeah, okay, here we are. Hang on. Great River. Wildermore. There we are. Okay. Forlaw Explorer. There it is. Okay, there it is. Forlaw Explorer deed. Well, Gryfflet might as well do a more thorough examination of town here. Hey, why can't I get in here? Oh, it's the reflecting pool I'm supposed to discover? It's right here. No? No, it looks like it's this house I'm supposed to discover. Wah! Okay. But I can't. There's nothing to discover in this house. Oh, wait a second. Something in the basement? I discovered the basement. This is the only basement in Forlaw, and it's an exciting basement. Hi, rat. You look friendly and tame. Okay. Lots of very quiet and peaceful rats. Well, I, for one, am really glad that I discovered those rats in the basement. I don't know if that's a problem or if they're pets or what. Maybe it will become clear why I need to know about the basement. I think I already discovered my friends here out in the outdoor seating patio. I still love the fact that, like, one of the coldest locales we've had in the game has outdoor restaurant seating. Okay, we're going to discover the money joint. The Great Tavern. Okay, the Great Tavern. With the auctioneer and the vault and everybody. Okay. Let's see. Who else do we need to discover? Already discovered the stable master, the Forlaw messenger, just standing ready at all times. That seems fair. Okay, and oh, who do we have here? Forge Master, right? The Legendary Hall. Yeah. Hey guys, good to see ya. Relic Master, Forge Master. Good to know. Okay. Making progress on my Forlaw deed here. Okay, look at this. So much to discover. Wow, who knew there was so much to Forlaw? Wait, didn't I already discover the bank? Do I actually have to... Oh. Did I fail to approach the counters, so that doesn't count? Really? Because I see there's an entry for the bank. I thought that going in here would be enough, but apparently not. Hi. Maybe I don't have to discover you. Hi. Are you not the banker? You're not the banker. The vault keeper is not the same as the banker. There's a separate bank that is neither the vault keeper nor is it in the basement. Okay. All right. Fine. Let's see who's here. Oh, it's Edsig's home. Okay, we've got a widow here. Hi, I'm looking for a bereaved widow in this very cozy little home. Oh, there you are. Head is with.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Forlaw has lost too many good men of late. My husband was one of these men. You're right. He had many good qualities. Edsig and his twin brother Garforth were beloved by this town. They protected Forlaw in the battle at the gate, but fell to that seemingly indestructible giant. Please pay respect to my husband. I will attempt to do better. Edsig loved his brother and would do anything for him. It is a fitting tribute since Garforth was always Edsig's brother. Please take Garforth's shield and place it on Edsig's grave. Okay. All right, I will do that. Okay. Oh, wait. Edith, there's another vault keeper? They've got 2 vaults in this town? This is a 2-vault town? That is unbelievable. Oh, the abundance and richness of Forlaw. Okay. Do we get to discover the mailbox? Hi, mailbox. Okay, this is the west gate. This is where we just had our tragic scene. Weren't there meant to be dead orcs around that I'm supposed to set fire to? Yes, there we are. There's like already a big old pile of... Is that a bonfire site? Looks like they already piled up and burned a lot of orc corpses, but were just surprisingly unthorough. Okay. Maybe on the other side? Yeah. All right. That felled tree is swaying in the breeze. It's creeping me out. What does that dead tree know that I don't? You see that, right? It's not just me, right? This dead tree is undulating. I'm gonna back slowly away. Keep it a safe distance. Did I finish my dead orcs? I think I did. No idea what's up with that tree. Frosty stalagmites breaking through the ground. Dead trees writhing. It's Garsig's house. Well, the homes are so small and cozy. Borghild.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Are we doomed to wait for our death as Garsig was resigned to do? I don't fault him. He has lost everything we held dear, as Gárwig is resigned to do. But today, we put what was left of our hope in the ground. Is there anyone left who could possibly save us from Norzum? I lost almost everything in the battle at Shulfig. My husband, Garsig, our 2 sons, Humbald and Grimgar. I cannot go back to the graveyard today. Could you pay respect to Garsig and place his sword at his grave? Yes. Where'd it go? Okay. I can do that. Oh, Lumpyclump, I'm sorry. My Hobbit presents for today. I forgot to click on that, and it's way down in the corner, and I've not been looking at it. I'm sure it's been bothering many of you. Let's see. What do I get today? Major Potion of Power. Okay. And 2 Greater Potions of Power. Well, it's all about the power today. So there we are. Okay. There we go. Is that better, Lumpyclump? Make you feel better? I understand. Okay. Alright, I got some. Gotta get my crafting stuff. Now that I have, I'm telling you, that like crafting wallet thing, this thing, yeah, the crafting carry-all. Oh man, like enabling pack rats everywhere. Holy cow, it's changed my life in Lotro. I no longer have anything like the inventory problems that I have. Now I can carry around a practically indefinite number of crafting materials that I will probably never use. Okay, let us keep going to continue the thorough exploration of Forlaw here. All right, we're almost out of time. I'm supposed to find the fishing master? Doing a little ice fishing? You know, I'm not sure I'd be sitting on the with your feet in the water. You are a hardcore lady. Okay, ice fishing is one thing, but like dangling your feet in the water while you ice fish, that is serious right there. That is, wow. Boy, they are hardy folk up here in Wildermore. Makes me a little bit surprised that the frost giant can even, you know, make any progress here. Hi, Ebba.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
My husband Garforth was a pillar of strength for Forlaw. Much like Thrym, he was a great warrior, but nobody could match Thrym. Garforth's twin Edsig was wise beyond his years. No comment. And kept him focused on his goals and helping people. There was no one Garforth cared for more than his twin brother. Could you help me honor Garforth? He and I would be honored if you would place Edzig's helmet at Garforth's grave. Okay. Ansith.
What brings you to these lands?
Kuthmar and I are behind on our chores with the funeral today, and it is hard to focus on anything with all that has happened. If you have a little time, we could use your help. Sure. The snow in Forlaw is worse lately than it has ever been. I brushed away the snow piles that build up around most of the town. Wait. You shoveled out the town? That's your chores? You give to this poor girl the chore of shoveling out the snow from the town? But I have not been able to get to the western side of Forlaw. I'm behind on my chores today because of the funeral at which we buried my father and grandfather. So I didn't get it. I only got a chance to shovel out half the town. Good grief. Maybe I'll go recruit some help from the lady with feet of steel. Is there another orphan up here I need to talk to? Hi! There were 2 orphans, weren't there, though? Okay. Good grief, shovel out half the town. Let's go shovel snow. Yeah, let me just say, Phil, if they don't have shield maidens in Wildermore, they should. Okay, so these snow piles. This was the job. This guy's looking for his contact lens in that snowbank, just waiting, you know, for the 8-year-old girl to come and shovel out the rest of this snow pile. Let's shovel out the chicken coop. Who piled it up? These don't look like natural drifts. Okay. Okay, let's see, what do we need to do? Speak to Kuthmar. Yeah, the other orphan. Where's the other orphan? Wait, behind me? The other orphan's up by the gate? No, there's Kuthmar. Hey there, Kuthmar. What are you looking for?
I do not know if we will survive
send you
this
to help.
onslaught.
Thank you for helping us remove these snow piles. They build up fast these days. Okay, I was also helping her with her chore, but could you now help me with mine? I need to collect a few fence posts to replace the broken ones at the western gate. Grab fence posts. Can do. Oh, okay. Looking for fence posts. That's a fence post? Looks like a roof beam. I guess when you make a fence, you really make a fence. How am I supposed to pick this up? Hoist! Just gonna carry that thing. Hang on, let me pick up a few more at the same time. I'm gonna carry half the palisade on my back. Really, I'm supposed to pick up half a dozen of these things. Wow. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Phil. Fence posts would be an unexpected answer to the question, what has he got in his pockets is? And I am refraining from making the off-color, the obvious off-color joke about that. All right.
I am afraid of what is happening.
I do not think this many posts would be lying around town. Well, yeah. You collected enough wood that those remaining in Forlaw may be able to start rebuilding soon. It would have taken you all day, right, but I can carry them over my shoulder all in one time. But with the funeral and all, it's not a bad day to have some fun instead. Have some fun instead? You mean me? Like collecting fence posts? Okay. Wait, so he's the other orphan? He kind of looks a little old. I mean, I guess you can technically be orphaned at any time, but orphan kind of implies, you know, not a middle-aged person. Okay, where's Throom's house? Oh, way down there? Oh, right, of course. I just, like, she gave me the quests. All right. We will go back to her to turn in our quests. Let's go back and turn in our quests. Well, no, because I've still got to place things at graves. Okay. All right. Well, so there are all these women walking around the streets in Forlaw. And I wasn't sure at first why. But now I think I know. This is like the militia, right? The women of Wildermore are turning out in case that giant shows up, because they're going to let him know about it. Hey, it's the crafting hall. Cool. And it's another auctioneer. It's the real auctioneer, apparently. And the real bank. Yeah. You can tell the real bank because it's got big piles of money sitting around. Right? I don't know what you look for in a bank, but that's what I look for in a bank. If I go into a bank and I don't see heaps of gold 3 feet high, just sitting in the corners like that, I lose faith in the establishment. I really do. Okay. You know, this place might become my crafting spot of choice. Love crafting halls with vault keepers right there on the premises. All right, excellent. Okay, well, having made this wealth of discovery, how am I doing on my deed? Oh yeah, what do I need? The barracks, still, the mead hall. Well, I've been to the mead hall. Oh, the mead hall tower. Sorry, got it. Okay, and the infirmary and the skirmish hall. All right, boy. So much to discover. Okay. All right. Okay. So we will return and continue discovering the hidden secrets of Forlaw next time. Maybe there's another basement. Maybe there's an attic. Who knows? So join us next week as we continue to grieve over all of the dead people from Forlaw. thanks everybody for joining me today, and I am I delighted to be back with you guys regularly here. Looking forward to being back. Should be back again next week. Looking forward to a run. I think all through the month of September. I should be here every week. So, thanks everybody for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.